Hey there everyone, Videogame Cabinet here, and tonight we're doing a review on Ninja Gaiden Black for the original Xbox. 20 years ago, 2004, I actually played through the original Ninja Gaiden, and Ninja Gaiden Black, offers some updates from what I understand, but basically it's the same game, just with a few minor tweaks here and there. So you can kind of consider this a video review for both versions, but Black is the one that I just ran through. And 20 years ago, I ran through Ninja Gaiden on Xbox. So as for my review, I just beat Ninja Gaiden Black on normal mode. Black is an update of the 2004 game with some minor tweaks such as camera control, as well as some extra post-game content. But it's still basically the same game, so this was a great way for me to revisit an old classic that I last played through when it released in 2004. The thing I remember most about Ninja Gaiden 2004 is that it felt like an action game with the depth of a fighting game. And playing Ninja Gaiden Black all these years later drew me in all over again with its deep combat and brutal challenge. Ninja Gaiden was, and still is, arguably the best action game ever made. There are tons of different combos and gymnastics you can pull off with the razor-sharp controls and awesome selection of powerful weapons. And you must make use of this variety when dealing with the very smart and very aggressive enemy AI. This game has a big roster of enemies that are all a challenge to deal with. Certain weapons and strategies work better on specific foes. And each boss fight is an epic showdown that requires quick reflexes and precision. Murai, Alma, and Doku all brought a threatening presence every time they appeared, and every fight was a showcase of the most beautiful swordplay I've ever seen in a video game. Ninja Gaiden is a very hard game. In the first half of Black, the difficulty felt almost unbearable at times. Thankfully, the aqueduct level halfway through the game gives some much-needed breathing room with plenty of respawning enemies to grind for gold orbs so that you can fully upgrade your weapons and restock healing items. However, when you reach the core tower in the final stretch of the journey, the difficulty ramps back up by not having any nearby merchants to purchase health items for the rest of the game. Ninja Gaiden is also quite a lengthy adventure, with my playthrough clocking in at just over 25 hours. This game is broken up into 16 chapters, but the levels are all interconnected into one giant world. You can backtrack almost anywhere at almost any time. There are light puzzles throughout, and the world design gets more intricate the deeper you go. The large world, intelligent enemies, deep combat, and uncompromising challenge make Ninja Gaiden my favorite game on the original Xbox. This was a masterpiece 20 years ago, and it still holds up today. I rate Ninja Gaiden, both Black and the 2004 version, a 10 out of 10. So that's my review. Yeah, I gotta say, playing the Ninja Gaiden, the 2004 version 20 years ago, this has always been my favorite Xbox game, but I never got around to playing the Black update until this week now, in what year are we in, 2024, 20 years later, so this was just really great for nostalgia's sake to go back. Right after running through this, I popped in the 2004 version, and it's the same game. It's just that there's a couple of tweaks. You can't control the camera while Ryu is moving in the original version. So they fixed that in this one. And there might be a couple of enemies here and there that are different. I hear that on the higher difficulty settings, like hard mode, which I just unlocked, I think some things are changed a bit with the enemies. And then I think there's a very hard mode. Haven't played through those modes yet. I just played through the normal mode, and that was hard enough for me right now. But maybe someday I'll try it out. And then there's a mission mode where you do a bunch of little individual fights, but haven't really delved into that yet. I'm probably going to move on to another game soon. But yeah, the basic single player campaign, it's the same game, same levels, like 99% the same enemies from what I can tell, between both versions. So, but yeah, Team Ninja, they really just did an amazing job with this. This and I would say Bayonetta 2 are my top two favorite 3D action games. You know, they just have... Ninja Gaiden has the best swordplay around. This and Team Ninja, they also made the Neo games, Neo 1 and 2. Those also have pretty much equally good swordplay, but those are a different type of game. Those are like a Soulsborne, Dark Souls type game. If we're talking just straight traditional action, like God of War or something like that, nothing is better than Ninja Gaiden or Ninja Gaiden Black and Bayonetta 2. Those are the two traditional 3D action games that I rate a 10 out of 10. So, oh yeah, and there is Ninja Gaiden Sigma. I hear this is another update, refresh that they did in 2007. 2004, the original one came out, and then 2005, Black came out, and then 2007, they did a Sigma version. I haven't played through this. I hear most people like the Black version best, that's considered the superior version. Maybe someday I'll pop this in and give it a run. But, yeah, so those are pretty much my thoughts. You know, like I said, this has always been one of my favorite games of all time. I gave it a 10 back then, and I'm giving the Black version now today, playing through it, a 10 out of 10. You know, it's just remarkable stuff, masterpiece game. Whether you go with the 2004 or the Black version, you know, just absolutely essential for original Xbox owners. And that's about it. Have a good night.